Welcome back to Switch Corner. My name is Alex and today we're going to be taking a look at my favourite Switch deals coming in under $10 or your local currency. Now this video it covers the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. If you do want to spend a little extra cash then maybe check out our Saturday edition where any price goes. Otherwise though, with that luck, hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family and let's get started. So nearly every deal today then is at a new all-time low price. If not, I will tell you, but otherwise you can presume what you are seeing is the best eShop deal you have seen yet. With that though, we're going to be kicking off with Nine Witches Family Disruption. This one, it's an adventure experience. It's taking influence from the likes of the LucasArts games of the past, but it's then blending it together with this adult and almost vulgar sense of humour. Basically, if you can handle and appreciate something like South Park, this is probably going to be the one for you. It's a modernised though point and click adventure. Just think here, minor exploration, a lot of talking and then a ton of puzzles. Story wise then as well, I really did enjoy it. It's set during World War II and you are a professor and his assistant and you're out to stop this paranormal plot. 50% off here marks the first time this one has ever been sub $10. 3000th duel then is one of the few deals today not at a new all-time low price. It is though however matching the all-time low with 50% off. It's a Metroidvania, though I will say kind of a simplistic one, and then in its design it's taking a lot of influence from the Souls genre as well. Here though, the idea you are a hero without a memory on a path of kind of understanding your past. With over 150 monsters though, platforming, action, multiple weapons, this is a good one for genre fans. I wasn't keen on the graphics initially honestly as well, but I will say as I got deeper into it they for sure grew on me. While I'm on platforming then, Even the Ocean was one I picked up in a prior sale. It's an action adventure platformer with some puzzles as well, where the idea is you are a technician and after a maintenance trip kind of goes very wrong, you're now out to save the city. It for sure has a message behind its tale, but then you'll be using these different energy types along the way as well. The one thing where this one is really unique though, it has a decent chunk of visual novel in here as well. It kind of uses it to deliver its story. You can actually play the game in fact as story mode only if you do prefer that. This one then it's rocking a solid 40% off. Shmup fans, Earth Atlantis is a very cool experience, and while most of that is going to be rooted in its unique visual design, I still found a lot to like here. The monsters, some of the locations as well that you visit, they're both recognizable but also post-apocalyptic, which is a very cool thing. Not a long game as you would expect with this genre, but I'd still say a solid 4 or so hours here dependent on your skill level, and then you'll be able to find multiple ships and weapons. I always like the underwater setting as well, and we don't see it all that often, so yeah, we have a huge 87% off and it's matching the all-time low. I realise now this is the third Ocean game in a row actually on today's list, so I'm going to bundle them all together. We've still got a fourth one to come as well, but this one is Deep Diving Adventures, a game I thought would be terrible honestly. It's surprisingly decent, still not beaten it myself, but if Subnautica that just released was kind of anxiety inducing, it just wasn't for you. This is a little more relaxed as you visit multiple locations and you basically go on a big collectathon. I picked it up super cheap, not this cheap though, and yeah, as I said, it was an absolute surprise. There's a few moments here where you'll need to avoid, let's say, less than friendly sea life, and there's some oxygen management as well, but for the most part, this is a nice chill ride, and it's a huge 90% off. Our final sea-based adventure then is Depth of Extinction, less in the water though here and more surrounded by it in a world which has been flooded. This one is for you turn-based fans though, as it's basically a turn-based tactical RPG that throws in then roguelike for good measure. Create your own squad here though, each with kind of different classes, fight 5 different factions, collect all the loot and stuff, and then customize your squad with weapons, armor and items. This is one that I'm going to say check out an in-depth review first, make sure it is for you, but it's currently rocking 55% off. So a quick self-plug then, if you do own a PS4 or PS5, consider checking out the other channel to this one, which is PlayStation Corner. It's growing quick over there, but we do actually mirror what I do here on Switch Corner as well. So I think deals videos twice a week as well as reviews, and occasionally just a breakdown or two of what's coming up. It's been fun to dig into the library over there as well, even if I will say the PSN store is a bit of a disaster to navigate. What comes after then finds its first ever sale, and this one it's from the team behind Coffee Talk. Calling itself a side-scrolling adventure, yes it is, but its focus is on dialogue, character study more than anything. Do not come here expecting, platforming or really anything else. Story's a good one though, as you help Phoebe on her journey to the afterlife and back. It's a story all basically about loving yourself, and I think it's actually pretty standout stuff, honestly. Writing is very good. The only thing I will say is it is definitely short, maybe an hour and a half at most, and for me, it's one that you really need to kind of complete in one sitting. 30% off though, it is a nice discount for a newish title. Super budget time then, and this is Traffics. I picked this up at launch because it was cheap to begin with, now it's 60% off. I'm a fan though of that kind of traffic control puzzle style of game, and this one is presented with a simple but stunning visual design. The concept though, simple enough, control traffic lights to guide traffic, but watch that difficulty ramp. Still though, like even as that challenge rises, this is a good one to kind of relax to with its Zen-like style. And yeah, it's going to be good for 15 minutes just here and there. I wouldn't say you're going to invest hours on end, but I've enjoyed my time with it. Kona then is an underappreciated gem. If you like games like Firewatch, this is well worth a look as you take on the role of a detective by the name of Cole. You're exploring a lake and kind of investigating mysterious events. You even get to battle the elements to survive during this kind of blizzard that's taking over. Investigating this strange location though, it's definitely a walking simulator, but it is quite involved on the gameplay side of things for the genre. The visuals, they can look real nice, but also a little rough around the edges as well. It's definitely pushing the system. 75% off though, it's matching its all-time low price, and in the end, look, problems and all, I felt the journey was worth it. Alright, so point and click fans, Silence is a very good game that was released at an astronomical price point, and it was honestly very hard to recommend. Well, not only did it finally get a permanent price drop, which it definitely needed, but now it's rocking 90% off, meaning this is the lowest it will ever go, or at least in the US that is the case. This is kind of the low point now for the eShop. Here though, you need to save the world between life and death after your sister goes missing. 3D character design with 2D backgrounds, it looks absolutely stunning, and then there's 3 playable characters as well. I like this one a lot, and I can get behind it at this price for what is a 6 or so hour adventure. So before our final 3 games of the week then, or 3 bundles should I say, a quick mention, a quick shout out for Gods Remastered, 2D action game developed back in the day by the Bitmap brothers. This re-release packs in the original visuals alongside the new remastered 3D ones. Not a fan honestly myself, but then we also get better controls, save points, and a new soundtrack. It is for sure dated, it's clunky in fact, and I would only suggest it to those that played it back in the day if you want some nostalgia. But yeah, I definitely found that nostalgia, and with 70% off, I think a lot of you out there, the more old school, will be able to find the charm. Alright, so the final 3 games, they are bundles as I said, and we're starting with the Project Starship and then its sequel, Project Starship X. Shmups are the highest quality. The first is actually rocking 60% off though, and the sequel, which was a recent release, finds itself now with 40% off. I played the original, thought it was more than decent, but then a friend of mine, Star Wars Shovelware, raved about the sequel in his review, which I will link in the pinned comment down below. But yeah, I grabbed it, he knows his stuff, and I will say he was not wrong. I do not regret it at all. The first one is all about full screen action, but talk about an upgrade with the second, where it went more traditional, put borders on either side of the screen. But yeah, incredible shmup experiences. As I said, both good games, but the second is just miles ahead, and it is well worth it for any fan of the genre. Our penultimate game of the video then is Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game free. It hit sub $10 for the first time ever with 75% off. I was disappointed to not see the 4th entry hit the Switch this year, but it seems it was focused more on doing like PS4 as well as next gen as well. It seems though the series for this build of the Switch at least kind of ends here, and it's by far the best Monster Energy experience out of all of them. Tough as nails though this one, as you compete to be number 1, but it's all about acceleration control and then also understanding the lines, and I had a lot of fun with it. Has some issues, the lighting can be a little bit weird at points, and then the number of racers is still reduced, but I will say I kind of have a soft spot for this series, and hopefully we will see it make a return once we get a hardware refresh. Our final games of the week then, and I'm keeping this one quick, but Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 1, 2 and 3, they've hit 70% off, which is absolutely huge. And these are not only the base games, but everything ever released. I think DLC and a whole lot of it, from missions to cosmetics to episodes. I reviewed the 4th entry here on the channel, but here I just think arena-based fighters, but with like a whole lot of story, and I just don't think you can go wrong at this like price point. It's all free for less than the price of one, and even though there is a trilogy bundle on the eShop as well, this is even lower in price than that has ever been as well. If you ever wanted to know, I think this is about as good as the deal's gonna get for, you know, a Bandai Namco release. With that though, will you be adding anything to the collection this week, or are you holding onto that cash? I'm not grabbing anything myself this week, nothing kind of jumping out at me, but do know there is like a whole lot more Bandai Namco on offer right now. I'll be covering that in Saturday's video, including like One Piece and then Dragon Ball. Without though, a shout out then to the patrons of the channel who are just going above and beyond to support Switch Corner. Helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. If you do want to check that out for yourself, I have linked it in the video description down below. Then hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.